Alright, hey YouTube, me again with another YouTube video. And today we're going to be looking at a special little model that we've done. And I just wanted to, while this is loading, I wanted to say a few things. So I know that it's been a while since I've uploaded videos. It looks like I'm starting to space out my videos a lot to the point where I'm not getting my videos out like one right after the other every single day like I used to. But that's a good and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because you guys aren't going to get as much content as you possibly wanted, but at the same time it's a good thing because my content's going to get better. So I'm opening up my Google Drive, and what's really great about what we're about to look at is that, for one, I've done it before, so I've had experience doing it, and then two, this is my second rendition of it, which explains the Mark II that you see here. And number three, it looks really, really good. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the normal Honey Badger that I did. The Advanced Armament Corporation Honey Badger. It's an AR-15 based rifle. Should have downloaded it. Can I open with? No. Download. Should have downloaded. Why aren't you downloading? No worries. We can click on it. Hit open. No preview available. Download. Then it downloads and we click on it and it'll open up. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the just a standard Honey Badger. And then after we get a look at this, we're going to go look at the special edition that it did. And if you guys got to read what it said, you know it's very special. But if you guys didn't get to read what it says, then you're in for a surprise. Or maybe you read the title of the video. I didn't really think about you guys reading the title of the video. So when this loads up, wow, it's I didn't expect it to take this long. There it goes. So this is just the normal AAC Honey Badger. It's in a normal little tan design with gray and black highlights. And it's a pretty cool looking model, but I'm not going to go over the features just yet. So this is what it normally looks like. And it was a really good model. It took me a long time to do this, and I'm pretty proud of myself because it looks absolutely great. But then I got an idea from a YouTuber by the name of Nazi Zombies, or Zazi Zombies, sorry. And I came up with a kind of like a camouflage pattern for this. And if you guys have been reading what this has said or what the title said, this is a TitanFall edition of the AAC Honey Badger. Now then, oh, fine. Now then, what do I mean by that? So the CAR SMG from TitanFall has a very distinctive look. It's got a white overall paint job with red and light gray accents. So I took that and I basically applied it to the AAC Honey Badger, and it came out to look like this. And it looks pretty great, let's be completely honest. So as I said, I took the white design. So we got all white body. I gave it orange highlights with light gray highlights. You can see that in the back of the stock here, kind of after the orange right here, and a little bit on the sloped pieces and whatnot up here. And I took and I did that, and then I also made the charging handle the kind of the darkish reddish that you see, and the safety lock for the charging handle is in the gray. But now I am going to go over the features of the rifle because this is the full edition of the rifle. So just some little history about the rifle, general information. It's chambered for the 300 AAC blackout round, and that's a good round because it's suppressible. It doesn't travel supersonic, or it does, or one of the two, and you can suppress it so that the gun is overall very quiet. It's also designed a lot like the AK-47 bullet, so it's got quite a punch to it. And this is designed off the AR-15 platform, and a lot of people ask why it doesn't have a side-folding stock. And the reason to that is because when the stock is extended and that little tube-looking thing is left back here, that's the buffer tube of the weapon itself. So just some general information. That's why there's no side-folding stock for it. That's why it's a collapsible stock. And that's what I'm about to demonstrate to you guys, is the collapsing stock. I'm only going to put it in its medium position. There's a long position where it ends up right about here. But I really don't see why anybody would have it that long. I see more people having it in the medium position than anything else. The reason I'm using 2 pins instead of just one on one side is because safety reasons. It'll keep the stock nice and stable. It won't wobble around or anything. You don't want it to wobble around. I just had it. Come on. Here we go. Also using one hand, so it's kind of hard to navigate. So that's the extending stock, which is good for the weapon because it's helpful. If you have long arms and you're shooting it, you can extend the stock out and it'll fit more comfortably in your shoulder. Reduces the recoil if it fits your shoulder comfortably. And then this little thing right here is the remainder of the buffer tube that almost all AR-15s have. And the buffer tube's kind of like a recoil system. You also might be asking why there's this little groove cut into the buffer tube where this dark red charging handle is. And unfortunately, when I designed the charging handle, I designed it too low, and it cut into the top of the upper receiver, and the upper receiver was connected right to that buffer tube, and they kind of cut into each other. So unfortunately, laziness prevailed because I was already 2 days into making this MOC, and I did not feel like changing it. So I just went ahead and I cut the groove out. I might change it later or whatnot, but you know. Just a general credit overview. The safety on the charging handle came from my different username. The idea for it, the design for it, came from my different username. Cool guy, you should probably check out his channel. We have a fully working ambidextrous fire selector. As of right now, it's on safe. If I can get a nice little view, click on this axle right here. I can flip it over into semi-automatic and then fully automatic fire, and then switch it back into safe. I like that fire selector design. Really nice design. We have a fully working trigger with the rubber bands in it as well to make sure it doesn't, like I said, fully working trigger, so you can pull it. The safety does not engage a lever over the trigger or anything. I don't really do that a lot because it requires a lot more space than this. And right above this is the working bolt. So if you were to pull back on the charging handle, it would also pull open the shell ejection port. And if the dust cover is down, like it is now, you'll be able to look into the shell ejection port and see where the round would be chambered. But if the shell ejection port was up, then you wouldn't be able to. And then, you probably wouldn't get to look inside. Also featured on this model, on the lower receiver, is the magazine release right here. That's the black little circle. And then the when you on an AR-15's magazine release, there's a button on one side, and then there's kind of like a little lever looking thing on the other side. That's what this black line is. And right above that little part is the bolt catch, and that's what this is. And it's a working bolt catch, but it doesn't actually catch the bolt. All it does is move. So you can pull it out as if the bolt catch was engaged, and then push it back in and let the bolts, you know, snap forward and it'll kind of act like it. Moving on to the upper receiver. As you can see, we have our back flip up iron sights. They're pretty basic, nothing really fancy. All along the top we have our top rail system. Always important to have a full length rail system. This is our front iron sight. Again, nothing really fancy. It's kind of like the Evo's front iron sight. And then we have a micro aim point red dot sight attached. Some of my favorite sights, by the way. I really like the just simplicity of them, but they look really good. So that's what we have attached here, and it's got the red ring adjustments on it, and you can look through it. And yeah, it complements the look of the design. I really liked it, so I went ahead and put that on there. Ergonomic grip, interesting design. It was kind of hard to do actually, and you can see that because down here it gets a little groovy, where you can see inside of it because the bricks didn't match up all the way. Flowing down into the mag well, we have our 30 round magazine of 300 AAC blackout rounds. Up in the top, there's actually a simulated bullet with the yellow on it. You can see just a tad bit of yellow right here where the bullet is, or the casing to the bullet is, and then I gave it a dark green tip, almost like an AK-47's round. Moving on into the handguard, we have all of our air vents, just like the real model. There's 3 on top, 3 on bottom, and then 2 larger ones, and the kind of the center of all of those. So that's what we did here, and same on both sides. So we got our 3 on top, 3 on bottom, and then the 2 bigger ones in the center. And yeah, that looks really good. I really like the design. And then we have the little rumps right here to keep your hand from falling into front of the barrel, even though the suppressor is right there, and chances are you're not going to put your hand in front of the barrel unless you're just completely stupid. But the crowning achievement of this rifle is that it's integrally suppressed, which means the suppressor is built into it, and when it's like that, it's super quiet. Pain in the butt to clean, but super quiet, and it would be great to use for special operators, and that's what it was kind of designed for. And it's a go-to weapon in Call of Duty Ghost, even though I don't really have Call of Duty Ghost, and I kind of don't care for it, but I did want to make a weapon from it, and I really like that Honey Badger because overall it's a really cool design. I like it, so I went ahead and built it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you want to see this MOC some more, go check out my website, bluejthemeister.weebly.com. Just Google it. It should come up. If not, then I'm sorry. I apologize for that. There will also be a link down in the description and whatnot. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. So thanks for watching.